Hi guys, what's up? It's Alex here. Today we are here with the next episode of F1 YouTuber Career Mode, and today we are here with the Hungarian Grand Prix driven by BeaverNChipmunk. Of course, I'll leave a link to their channel down below in the description of this video. But yeah, about the halfway point of the season now, and it's getting quite close at the top of this championship here. A very close battle between the top three, Hamilton, Rosberg and us in third place. So it's pretty tough actually right at the front, obviously, because the Mercedes have got a bit of a pace advantage over the Williams. So it's always a constant fight back through having a not as good car. So you can see here we're starting in last place here in Hungary. Probably one of the few tracks you'd probably want to start a little bit higher up the grid, because it's quite hard to actually overtake here in Hungary. It's nearly as bad as Monaco. But anyway, the lights coming on here in Hungary, and then the lights are out and away we go. We can see we even start far enough back to see the DRS sign here in Hungary. That sort of shows you how far back we really are from the front of the pack. You can see the engine already getting a bit hot down to turn one here, so we're looking to the inside of some of the slower cars, including the Saubers, Marussias and the Caterhams. We've already got up to about 15th, 14th place. They're sliding all over the place, and now up into 13th place and then 12th place. And as we head up to turn 2, we're side by side with Max and outbrake him, then dive to the inside of Perez there and move up into 10th place now, already inside the points around the outside of Hulkenberg. Now the next person on our list is Grosjean, sort of squeezing him out to the outside there. But as we head up to this next turn, we should have the advantage. Jesse brakes very early there. Grosjean, I think he's dropped even outside the top 10 there. I think he's down in like 12th place now, so that hasn't been a good move there from Grosjean. I think he was a bit too scared to go side by side with us through there. Obviously that's the corner. I think a couple of years ago Grosjean went around the outside of someone and got a penalty, but that wasn't the case here. Now the next person on our list is Kimi Raikkonen, having a pretty decent run here. 7th place isn't too bad for him. He isn't exactly at the best of seasons in this game so far. I think he's about 10th place in the championship. You can see that engine is really getting hot here, and that front left tyre is getting quite hot as well. So we've got to watch out for that. The degradation here in Hungary is off the scale. It's kind of crazy. Obviously you've got lots of tight and twisty parts of the track and some fast corners as well, so that really wears out the tyres, and you need the harder compound tyres here in Hungary. I don't think it's the hardest compounds you can have. I think it's the second hardest sort of range you can have. I think we've got the soft and the medium compounds here in Hungary. I'm not too sure what tracks actually use the medium and the hard, but I can't even remember now, but it must be kind of an intense track. But down the inside of Raikkonen into turn 1 and move down to 7th place, our teammate Massa is the next person on our list. Put it back down to the standard fuel mix there. As you'd expect now, these are the cars that's going to be quite hard to overtake. Raikkonen, yeah, because hasn't really got the greatest of engines. I wouldn't have really put him inside the top sort of part of the field here. You can see he's already lost quite a bit of time to Massa here, but yeah, I think these are the top 6 cars now, the ones that are going to be very tough to overtake. Even the Red Bulls, they've got very, very good speed through the middle sector here in Hungary, so it's going to be tough to overtake them. But we're looking down the inside of Massa, doesn't really work out. Have we get the cut back on him, and now down the inside of Massa and up into 6th place there. I think there might have been a bit of contact there, but Massa drops down there, and now we've got the actual race winner in real life, Ricciardo, in front of us here. And you can see we're on lap number 7 here, and it's really tough to overtake because we haven't really got a huge amount of sort of advantage over Ricciardo on these last like 5 or 6 laps. We're not that much closer to him, and I think that's just because the Red Bull is really suited to this track. The Mercedes is really decent at this track, and if you remember in real life, Alonso was good here in real life. You can see that one of the Mercedes is so far out in front here. He's probably got about a 5 or 6 second lead over 2nd place. But Ricciardo, we must all remember, he did win this Grand Prix in real life. I think it was his, no, it wasn't. It was his 2nd Grand Prix win, wasn't it? His 1st Grand Prix win came back in Montreal. But anyway, this is our pit lap here. Stop rambling on about Ricciardo and his race wins as we head into the pit lane here and put it into the lean fuel mixture, I think. No, we're going to go to the prime tyres first. And there we are. 3.5 seconds back to Ricciardo, but it's actually Rosberg has a massive lead in front of Hamilton, I think, in 2nd place here. Not too sure what's happening there, but anyway, we're going to switch over to the medium compound tyres here, and out we go. I think it's pretty much always the same sort of pit stop time unless you're held. A 3.7, nearly a 3.8 second pit stop there. And you can see what a big old gap it is between Kvyat and Kobayashi here. Kvyat isn't even in sight, and Kobayashi is about, I'd say about 5 or 6 seconds behind us here. So a massive gap between Kvyat and Kobayashi, and there's a big old train in front of us as well. But anyway, we come out the pit lane here, and you can see we're going to come out side by side with Alonso. It looks like we're going to jump Alonso in the pit stop stage here and move into a position just behind Hamilton after the pit stops have all worked out. That's kind of crazy there to see how that's all worked out. Now down the main straight once again, I'm guessing that Rosberg will retain the lead of the race here, but it looks like we're going to get out in front of, I think think that might be Ricciardo as well. We'll see when everything sorts out in the timing screens, but we've got out in front of a couple of people here. Yes, it is Ricciardo, and actually Vettel was in second place here, ahead of Hamilton. Maybe that's why there's such a big gap between first and second place here, but this race didn't really take much of a turn. It ended up just being a little bit stale towards the end of the race here, and that's nothing, nothing to do with BeaverNChipmunk. It's just this track, it doesn't really lend itself to the most exciting racing in the world, especially in the game. 6 seconds dropped back from Hamilton here, and we got Ricciardo within a second of us here, but I'm guessing posing not too much of a threat here around Hungary. It's going to be pretty tough to overtake. I mean, I know the Red Bull's a good car, but it's going to take something special to overtake BeaverNChipmunk here. I mean, we've got 1.5 laps to go, and I don't think he's going to be giving up this position easily at all, but 4th place is going to be good for the championship, not going to lie. Obviously, we're going to lose a bit of time, or a lot of position and points to the cars in front of us, which will be Hamilton and Rosberg, but luckily for us, Hamilton is in 3rd place, not 2nd. The points deficit, obviously, because Hamilton's in 2nd place, it would be a lot worse if Hamilton was in 2nd place here, and it's good for us that Hamilton has got stuck up behind Vettel here, so thank you, Vettel, for holding up Hamilton and sort of helping us in this championship battle here. But the real big blow for us here is that Rosberg is dominating this Hungarian Grand Prix, and it's going to be, unless he makes a mistake, of course, it's going to be his race win here. But Ricciardo's right up in the slipstream. You can see BeaverNChipmunk going for the defensive move on the inside to make sure we maintain this position. I think Alonso's right behind us as well. And we're getting over the curves. We're running out of fuel, everything on this last lap of the race. Ricciardo's been overtaken by Alonso, and we've got to head to turn 2 here. Hopefully no lockups or anything. We've got Alonso challenging us right behind here. Obviously, Ricciardo and Alonso are actually challenging for the race win in real life, so it's kind of strange that we're battling over 4th place here, not the race win. But I suppose the Mercedes are programmed to be extremely fast on this game. Now, it's kind of interesting to me to see Vettel actually pacing, with Hamilton quite well. I mean, they're pulling out maybe about a second or so a lap over this last stint here, which shows how quick the Red Bull and the Mercedes actually are in this game. The Mercedes, I suppose, is not... the Williams is not really suited to this track as well. The Williams is more suited to the low downforce tracks, and the Red Bull is more suited to sort of the high downforce tracks, and the Mercedes will be good wherever we go. So it's really the battle between us and Red Bull in the constructors, I'd say. But I still think we have a mathematical... we definitely have a mathematical chance at the championship, but whether we have a realistic chance or not, I'm not too sure. But the double points in Abu Dhabi will be very key to this season. Now, Alonso right up behind us here. He's sort of pushing us through the penultimate turn there, but the final corner of the Hungarian Grand Prix looks like we're going to go around it and secure 4th place here. That'll be 12 points for the championship. And obviously would have liked to have gone and won the race, but it's not going to be too possible around here in Hungary because, as I said earlier on in the video, it is near impossible to overtake at times. And I think that's a really good race there for BeaverNChipmunk to come from all the way in last place to finish in 4th place around this track of all. Has been a very good race from there, and he gets the 2nd fastest lap as well behind Rosberg. I mean, look at Rosberg's lap time, nearly a second faster, or fastest lap time I should say, nearly a second faster than Hamilton and Vettel's. I think that shows a lot about how great Rosberg was in this race here today. And Fernando Alonso, I was going to say Ferrari Alonso, but no, Fernando Alonso finishes in 5th place. Then Ricciardo, our teammate Massa, finally gets some points in 7th place there, and Raikkonen ended up in 8th place. But here's how it sort of shapes up the standings here. Those few points make the gap between me and Hamilton, or us and Hamilton I should say, non-existent. It's now 0 points between 2nd and 3rd in this championship here. Rosberg has a clear lead now of 25 points in the championship, so he has a race win over us now. And obviously Hamilton, as I said, in 3rd place. And then Vettel in 4th place. He closes the gap a little bit here, about 60 points now between 4th and 3rd, so that's closing up a bit. Ricciardo in 5th, and Alonso. Hulkenberg, our teammate Massa, getting some decent points now, closing the gap to Hulkenberg. Then Magnussen in 9th, and then in 10th place it is Kimi Raikkonen. If we look at the constructor standings, Mercedes just dominating again, nearly over 400 points already, and we're about halfway point. We're about halfway point of the season, and they nearly scored 400 points. That's kind of crazy. Then Williams and Red Bull, exactly the same amount of points. I said it's crazy how close it is between us in the constructors. Then Ferrari and Force India. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you did enjoy it. And until next time, it's been Alex. I'm out here. Goodbye.